Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to teach you animal tissue. In my video number 1, I have already taught you this plant tissue with all different types of variation, that is meristematic, permanent and permanent again, that is complex and simple one. Here we will be discussing about the animal tissue, this one. This is the animal tissue. Now, animal tissue is further divided into 4 parts. Number 1, epithelial tissue. Number 2, connective tissue. Number 3, muscular tissue. And number 4, that is nervous tissue. In this video, I am going to I am going to tell you the internal structure of epithelial tissue and the variety of the epithelial tissue. So, this is today's topic, this one. But before that, a simple definition of the tissue is a group of cells which can perform one function. But there is a common term which we all are using as a tissue fluid. So, I am going to draw a simple diagram of a tissue. Consider this is a cell, one more it is a cell, then followed by this one and this one. In between these cells, that means this is the space that is termed as the intercellular space. Basically, it is filled with a cementing agent. It is filled with a cementing agent. And of course, this type of the fluid, it oozes out from the cells itself. It oozes out from the blood capillaries also. So, this fluid, this part is to be termed as tissue fluid. T-I-S-S-U-E, tissue fluid. This tissue fluid is, it is actually coming out from the cell itself, and sometimes this jelly like substance also comes out from the blood vessel, which is actually invading or trespassing is there. I am going to make a blood vessel also. Consider this is the blood vessel. It will not open, but the blood vessel is there. It is going like this one. Blood vessel means the arteries and the capillaries. So, definitely the fluid which is there in the form of the tissue fluid. So, the plasma part also ready to ooze out in this part and is responsible for making the tissue fluid. So, tissue fluid is the fluid which is present in between the cells of tissue. So, this is tissue, a group of cells. ये हमारा हो गया tissue. These are the cells 1, 2, 3, 4, and this red one we can say that this is blood vessel. Basically, the diffusion is there only at the level of capillary. If this tissue contains a lymph node also, lymph vessel also, not the node. Consider this is the lymph vessel running like this one, using this another color, this one, this lymph vessel. So, this lymph vessel is also responsible for making this fluid. So, this is termed as the tissue fluid. So, tissue fluid is the combination of fluid which is coming out from the cells, which is coming out from the blood capillaries, and which is coming out from the lymphatic gland, and this tissue fluid is present in between the cells, that is known as tissue fluid. Now, the next agenda is that is to be termed as epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, first of all going to define the meaning of epithelial tissue. Epi means at the top, this is epi, epi equals to top, किसी के ऊपर, और thelia, T-H-E-L-I-O, thelio or thelia equals to develop or to divide, develop or divide. That means these cells are present as a covering on organs, as a covering of internal layer of the organs. Consider if we have an organ that is termed as the stomach. It is there just below the diaphragm. If the stomach is there, I am making a stomach diagram of the stomach is there, right? In this stomach we have two surfaces. One surface is there towards the inner side, this is, and the another surface is there towards the outer side, right? So, this one is made up of epithelium and this inner surface is made up of epithelium. So, this is the covering. When the organ is hollow, in that hollow organ it is present outer side as well as the inner side, outer side as well as the inner side. So, this inner I am also writing here, both the sides, inner side. So, this is your epithelial tissue. Again, consider this stomach is there into the body cavity. Body cavity means I am going to make the abdomen part. ऐसे हमने abdomen बना लिया, ऐसे और ऐसे. So, in this abdomen part, this portion which is there outside This is also made up of epithelium. This one is, and the inner side is also made up of epithelium. So this epithelium or the covering tissue is very vast. So after the definition, I am going to teach you that how many types of the epithelial tissue we have. So first of all, this epithelial tissue are further divided into so many types. The number one is to be termed as epithelial tissue we are talking. Number one is squamous. Squamous. Squamous epithelial tissue. In a short for the epithelial, I am going to write E and T. Now, we can observe here that in case of the epithelial tissue, basically it makes the covering tissue. So, the cells are polygonal, irregular, without any gapping. These are the nucleus. You can observe that polygonal with so many corners. Such type of structures are there as a cellular structure into this tissue. So this tissue is responsible for making, for example, we are talking about this external and outer surface. This one and this one and this one and this one. These are basically made up of the squamous epithelium. These cells are flat. We can write the characters also. These cells are flat. इनको हम flat कर लेते हैं. And very compact. Compact also. COMPACT. And you can observe that there is no intercellular gap. बीच में कहीं कोई gapping आपको नहीं दिखाई पड़ रही है. And in the another way we can say that the scanty of the space is there. No space at all. यहाँ पे भी कोई स्पेस नहीं दिखाई दे रहा, यहाँ पे भी कोई स्पेस दिखाई नहीं दे रहा. वी कैन से दैट स्कैंटी ऑफ स्पेस इज देयर. स्कैंटी ऑफ स्पेस है ही नहीं, गैप नहीं है बीच में. सो द स्कैंटी ऑफ स्पेस इज देयर. द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ द एपिथेलियल टिश्यू इज दैट, फंक्शन लिख लेते हैं यहाँ पे ऐसे कॉर्नर में. फंक्शन, इट्स मेन फंक्शन इज प्रोटेक्शन. The main agenda of squamous epithelium is protection, and these epithelium tissue, basically the epithelium tissue which is squamous or any time, right, squamous, the main function of the squamous is the protection. But whenever we will draw any kind of epithelial tissue, maybe squamous, second I am going to write down, changing of the color is required. The second one is termed as cuboidal, we will be discussing later on. Cuboidal, cuboidal. And then the third one is also termed as, columnar, columnar, columnar. Going to do the numbering also. This is one, this is second, this is third, and then somewhere it is written as the ciliated also. Last one is also termed as glandular. Another variety that is termed as glandular epithelium. Right? But what is the main agenda when we talk about the epithelium? As in, we can see in the squamous that there is no intercellular gap. So the structure of the squamous is here. But before that, I just want to add something in the epithelial, because the one character is left by me. For example, consider the cells of the epithelial tissue are present in this way. ऐसे लगे हुए हैं. 1, 2, 3. One more layer I am going to add on, this one and this one. These are the nucleus of the cells. So basically these cells rest upon a type of membrane. It is an extracellular membrane. Extracellular membrane it is. So I am going to make this extracellular membrane. Yeah, this extracellular membrane. This membrane is termed as basement membrane. BASEMENT. Basement membrane. This is the specific feature of epithelial tissue. That means if we are talking about the squamous epithelium, definitely a basement membrane will be there at the base of this one. This is the supportive extracellular support. Cells के बाहर एक extracellular support लगा हुआ है. The way of identification of epithelial cell is presence of basement membrane. Another thing, one more important thing, first of all I am going to add this one, that as we can observe that the cells are very compact. In case of the squamous epithelium, you can see that the flat, compact, scanty of the space is also there. है ही नहीं, जगह ही नहीं है cells के बीच में, इसलिए इनके बीच में no blood supply, कहीं पे कोई blood supply आपको नहीं दिखाई पड़ेगी. No blood supply. मैम फिर कैसे खाना जाता है, फूड कैसे जाएंगे, ऑक्सीजन कैसे जाएंगे? तो ओनली वे इज डिफ्यूजन एंड नो नर्व सप्लाई भी नहीं है. Then how the sensation occurs? The bulb will be open outside. So the no blood supply and no nerve supply, no nerve fibers. So now the epithelial tissue, this is the detailing. This is the detailing of basically the structure of epithelial tissue. I'm going to write this one. This is epi dash THELIL epithelial, then tissue. That means these characters are of epithelial, all kind of epithelial tissue. Then we started the squamous one. Flat, compact, less cytoplasm, no space in between, and the main agenda is protection. First of all, protection. Squamous epithelium is there into the all kind of covering. अभी कहाँ कहाँ covering है, इस squamous epithelium को भी हम लोग निकाल के बाहर ले आते हैं. As we are using the color green for the squamous, so it is not exactly green into the body, but just for your identification, again I am going to change this color of this squamous epithelium. Say this one. So basically its location is in various coelomic cavities. Various coelomic cavities का मतलब ये वापस आ जाते हैं. See this one. This one. This is coelom is the body cavity. So body cavity is abdominal wall and stomach wall. This cavity is to be termed as the body cavity. So this is squamous epithelium, this one is squamous, this one is squamous, and this one is squamous. Now it means we can simply say that this is plate-like without any gapping and present in all different kind of covering and membrane. कहाँ कहाँ है covering, ये बात पता कर लेते हैं. देखिए, it is there into the pericardial membrane. Pericardial, CER. I'm correcting this one. Spelling is little bit wrong. Pericardial. This pericardial, as you know, the cardium word is there for the heart. So pericardial membrane. This pericardial membrane is made up of a squamous epithelium. Secondly, इसको A कर लेते हैं. B, the second one, the B part. B part, it is there into the blood vessel. When we write the term blood vessel, in that condition, all capillaries, arteries, that means if we will be making the diagram like this one, blood vessel कोई एक बना लेते, कोई एक artery या vein, right? So the squamous epithelium is present like this one, ऐसे लगा रहेगा. So this is your squamous epithelium present to the blood vessel. Then followed by, there are many, it is there into the kidney tubules also. This word is little bit tough for the class time. Kidney tubule, TUBULE, ये blood vessel बनाया है. Kidney tubule is also having the squamous epithelium, and the next part, that is the D1, it is there into the lungs also. Lungs में ये alveolus में होते हैं. Alveolus, when you will study the structure of lungs and of course the place where the gaseous exchange occurs, so that is termed as the alveolus, and this alveolus is made up of one cell thick squamous epithelium. So I think it is more than enough for the squamous one. And now I am going to teach you this cuboidal, as the name indicate. You just try to understand the meaning of the cuboidal one from your mathematics. So going to write down the next heading, second one, and termed as cuboidal epithelium. This is epithelium. So what I want to say, cuboidal, that means a cube like. The correct word for this cube like structure is isodimetric. Isodimetric, right? So cells कैसे हैं, where the length and of course all six sides, definitely these cells are not having the sides like exactly similar to the cube, but the cells are looking this one, right? So if I am going to make a layer of the cuboidal epithelium, the cuboidal epithelium will look like this. ऐसे बनाएंगे. This is cuboidal epithelium. Second layer of the cell, this is cuboidal epithelium. Again the gap is very less. The gap is not there, that means the intercellular space is very less, and the location of this one, basically the main, just like this in a squamous epithelium, where the function was, the main function was protection. See this one, the main function was protection. No doubt that is, it is very thin, so it helps in diffusion also. But in case of cuboidal, the function is, लिख लेते हैं इसको भी, structure हो गया तो, what is function? No doubt that the basement membrane will be here also. लगा लेते हैं, basement membrane is there at the base of this one. This one is basement membrane and the rest cells will be resting on this one. इसको हम लिख लेंगे बेसमेंट, ये यूनिवर्सल ट्रूथ है एपिथेलियल टिश्यू के लिए. बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन हमने लगा ली, ठीक है. अब क्या करेंगे, क्यूबॉइडल के फंक्शन पे आ जाते हैं. सो बेसिकली द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ दिस क्यूबॉइडल एपिथेलियम इज, द नंबर 1 इज एब्जॉर्प्शन. एक एक करके चलते हैं. ये देखिए, दिस इज एब्जॉर्प्शन, ये हो गया. दैट मीन्स इफ दैट ऑर्गन or the tissue wants to absorb something, so the absorption will be there. And then followed by, after the absorption, it is also there for the secretion, secretion, like enzymes, like any secretion. Then it is also there, it is helpful in secretion के साथ साथ हम इसको excretion भी लिख सकते हैं, cretion. So it is there into those organs also. We are talking about the cuboidal epithelium right now. Now the first thing is that where these cells or the tissues are present. तो next heading हम डालेंगे location, यानी ये कहाँ पाए जाते हैं, कहाँ कहाँ present होते हैं. For this one again I am going to change the color for demarking the content, that it is present in some glands, है ना. As we know that secretion का काम कर रहे हैं ना, these are there for the secretion. So it is there in some glands. What are the name of those glands? Like it is there in sweat gland, and sweat gland, as you know that this is the part of skin, so this is present in sweat glands. It is also there into the germinal epithelium, a new word for you all, germinal, germinal. It is there into this germinal epithelium. The question arises, a new word, what does it mean? Germinal. Germinal means the new cells which are responsible for making sperms, and of course the ovum, that layer is known as the germinal epithelium. No doubt. What are the organs? The organs will be ovary and testes, but not everywhere, only for the formation of sperms these cells are there, and of course for the formation of ovum. Ovum is the singular, ova is the plural one. Next epithelial tissue, we have completed the second one, and now I am going to teach you the third one. The third one is actually termed as third. This is the third one. The third one is termed as columnar, columner, columnar. Epithelial tissue, E.T, epithelial tissue, columnar epithelium. As the term indicate again, column like means जिसकी लंबाई ज़्यादा, length too much, width less, ऐसा, right, ऐसे. These are termed as the columnar epithelium. Again you can observe that the intercellular space is very less. यहाँ पे gap कम है, gap नहीं है, यहाँ भी gap नहीं है, right. And this columnar epithelium is actually there into the main function is the secretion one, secretion, secretion. Basically they are responsible for making the glandular structure, gland secreting cells. There is a term in your biology that is termed as the gut. Gut का मतलब क्या है? Gut is the space inside, simply I am going to write down, inside the digestive system. डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम का हर अंदर जितनी जगह है, दैट इज़ नोन एज गट, डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम. ये हो गया आपका डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम. सो देर इज़ अ न्यू वर्ड फॉर यू दैट इज टर्म्ड एज द गट. सो बेसिकली द गट एपिथेलियम में यहाँ पे हमें दो ऑर्गन लेने पड़ेंगे. वन इज़ नोन एज, दिस पॉइंट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर यू, दैट इज स्टमक एंड इंटेस्टाइन. Stomach from it is there into the duodenum also. So stomach to intestine लिख लें, that is better. Stomach to intestine. Stomach से लेके intestine तक columnar epithelium पाया जाता है. This is the location. No doubt we know that in the stomach there is secretion of HCl, and of course there are certain enzymes. So they help in secretion of, ये हमने लिया stomach or intestine में, right? So there are certain enzymes which are secreted by these glands. Here also enzymes, right? And in the lining, we know that the food slips into the gut. Food by the process of peristalsis नीचे move करता जाता है, move करता. So the columnar cells also are one more type of the cell named as, they are responsible for secretion of mucus, that is termed as goblet cell. Goblet cells, the single cells these are, and responsible for secretion of mucus, mucus. It is also a type of columnar cell. कहने का मतलब कि if we will be making the goblet cell, the structure will be remain same. बिल्कुल हम ऐसा ही structure बनाएंगे और इसका एक एक सेल ग्लैंड की तरह काम करता है और म्यूकस सिक्रेट करता है. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो वन मोर एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कॉलमनर epithelial tissue. The fourth one, the fourth type, what I am going to tell you, the another word with the term which is taken from your geography, that is termed as stratified. stratified. Stratified epithelial tissue, again E.T, epithelial and tissue. What does it, the strata means? Strata means layers, multi-layered things, right, made up of more than one layers we can say. So the stratified layer, if I am going to make the diagram of the stratified, that means the one layer is made up of like this one. Consider this is squamous epithelium, I am making this one like. One more layer is there like this one. So there are two layers, 1, 2, 3, 4, right. One more we can make like this one. So when the epithelial tissue is there in more than one layer, layer number 1, layer number 2, layer number 3, then we use the term stratified epithelium. Sometimes it is keratinized and sometimes it is non-keratinized. Keratinized, well known example is the skin. Second type of epithelial tissue, here I am going to move, look here, started from here, ये आगे हम started from epithelial tissue, where it is squamous, started from here, squamous epithelium. Then the second one, these are the simple epithelial tissue. First one squamous epithelium, one kind, right. Second one cuboidal epithelium. Third one columnar epithelium. Fourth one, only epithelium we are taking. Fourth one stratified. And the last and the very special type is, that is fifth one, and termed as glandular epithelium, glandular epithelium, epithelium, a very special term. No doubt that the glands will definitely make enzymes and hormones and they will secrete it. And we have already discussed here that the columnar or cuboidal cells are helpful. See here that the cuboidal are responsible for the secretion, the term is here, and in the columnar it is also responsible for the secretion there into the gut. But when we use the term glandular epithelium, this is actually basically into the glands only. There are so many glands. There are two different kinds of gland, as which is a very common, the majority it is number one. Number one is termed as exocrine and the second one is termed as endocrine. तो इसको हम लिख लेते हैं exocrine, CRINE, and second one is to be termed as endocrine. Endocrine, CRINE. You know that the all different kinds of glands are basically made up of epithelium. These are the cells which are there inside the glands. They are termed as endocrine, and many glands. In case of endocrine, that is the well known is thyroid. Alright. In exocrine, we can use the term pancreas. Pancreas. Line खींच लेते हैं. Next is that the cells, that what kind of the cells are there inside this glandular epithelium. Basically, they are rich in cuboidal type of cell which is there. It is to be termed as cuboidal epithelium, epithelium. When we talk about the endocrine, consider I am going to make the thyroid gland, right. Again changing the color so it will be quite visible for you. Consider करिए हम यहाँ पे एक ऐसे करके थायराइड ग्लैंड बना लेते हैं, राइट। ये हमने बना ली थायराइड ग्लैंड। डबल होगी, that means I'm correcting this diagram, it is like this one, right? Then this cuboidal epithelium is there inside the gland, and it is actually example of the epithelium, but you know that they don't have any duct, इनके पास कोई duct नहीं होता, ये जो अपना secretion बनाएंगे वो किसी duct में नहीं जाएगा, and the blood capillary which will take a round or which will invade in between the tissues, ब्लड कहीं पे ओपन नहीं होता, लेकिन जो कैपिलरी इसके आसपास से, इसके अंदर से, इसके साइड से होते हुए गुजरेगी, इन्वेडिंग टिश्यू हो जाएगा, ट्रेस पासिंग करेगी बिना ओपन हुए, उनमें इन सेल्स का बनाया हुआ हार्मोन डिफ्यूज हो जाएगा। दिस इज द वे, ऐसे डिफ्यूज हो जाएगा। बट इन केस ऑफ एक्सोक्राइन, एज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द पेंक्रियाज, तो पेंक्रियाज इटसेल्फ इज ए ग्लैंड, हमने ये पेंक्रियाज बना लिया, ऐसे बनाया, ये बना लिया पेंक्रियाज। This pancreas, we know that the digestive system is related with this one. It secretes certain hormones also. लेकिन इसके पास एक ग्लैंड है, इसका जो कुछ भी बनेगा, सॉरी करेक्टिंग माई सेल्फ, नॉट द ग्लैंड, डक्ट है, इसका जो कुछ भी बनेगा वो अल्टीमेटली इस डक्ट से होता हुआ डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम में ऐड हो जाएगा। सो दिस टाइप ऑफ ग्लैंड इज टर्म्ड एज द एक्सोक्राइन, and this type of gland is termed as the endocrine, where the secretion always pours, it diffuses into the blood, it is termed as endocrine, and when the duct is there, even this duct is made up of squamous epithelium. इस gland का जो duct part है, that is made of squamous epithelium, and the glandular part is made up of the glandular epithelium. So today we have completed the epithelial tissue. One more specific verification, that sometimes cilia are also present, that it is there into your trachea. Consider the cells are arranged like this, ऐसे cells लगाए हुए हैं, और इसके ऊपर इसी के cilia दिखने लगे, जैसे मतलब इसी का एक्सटेंशन है, तो कलर थोड़ा चेंज कर लेते हैं, ऐसे ये cilia दिख रहे हैं, ये देखिए, तो दिस इज टर्म्ड एज ciliated epithelium, ciliated epithelium, right? We know the main function of cilia is to filter or to beat a fluid and for the movement of the fluid. So this ciliated epithelium is there into the trachea. Trachea को दूसरा नाम wind pipe भी कह सकते हैं. So this is wind pipe. Clear? So this is what about tissue, and that is epithelial tissue. In my next video, I will teach you connective tissue, and of course with different variety of the connective tissues also.